Ever wondered how the staggering wealth of ancient kings compares to today's tech billionaires? From medieval opulence to modern tech fortunes, we're uncovering the shocking contrasts and connections between the past and present. Historical perspective. Let's journey back to the grandeur of ancient civilizations. Wealth inequality was a hallmark of societies like ancient Egypt, Rome, and China. In ancient Egypt, the pharaohs and high-ranking officials lived in opulence, while the majority of the population toiled in harsh conditions. The wealth of the elite was not just in material possessions, but also in power and control over resources. Similarly, in ancient Rome, the gap between the patricians and plebeians was staggering. The elite class enjoyed lavish homes, feasts, and political power, while the plebeians faced economic struggles and limited rights. According to the Roman historian Tacitus, the disparity was so pronounced that it sparked frequent social unrest. Ancient China presents another striking example. The Han Dynasty, which ruled from 206 BCE to 220 CE, had a significant wealth gap. The imperial family and high-ranking officials amassed enormous wealth through land ownership and taxation, while peasants worked the land under harsh conditions. This divide contributed to periodic uprisings and social instability. Medieval wealth inequality. Moving to the medieval period, the wealth gap remained pronounced. In medieval Europe, the feudal system created a rigid class structure. The nobility and clergy controlled vast lands and resources, while serfs and peasants were bound to the land, with little opportunity for economic mobility. In medieval Europe, the Catholic Church was not just a spiritual institution, it was an economic powerhouse. By the 13th century, the Church owned approximately one-third of the land in Europe. This immense wealth was accumulated through land donations, tithes, and the lucrative sale of indulgences, which promised forgiveness of sins. The Church's vast economic resources allowed it to wield significant influence over both politics and daily life. One intriguing aspect is how the Church's wealth was a double-edged sword. While it enabled the Church to support monumental projects like the construction of Gothic cathedrals, it also contributed to growing resentment among the common people. The Church's opulence was a stark contrast to the poverty of the peasantry, fueling discontent that would later contribute to events like the Reformation, which challenged the Church's authority and led to profound changes in European society. One notable example is the wealth of the Church during this era. The Catholic Church was one of the richest institutions in medieval Europe, amassing wealth through land ownership, tithes, and donations. This concentration of wealth contributed to the socioeconomic divide and fueled dissent, eventually leading to events like the Reformation. In medieval Japan, the shogunate system similarly entrenched wealth disparities. The samurai class enjoyed privileges and land, while the common people faced economic hardship. This class structure played a significant role in shaping Japan's social dynamics and historical trajectory. Modern wealth inequality. Fast forward to the contemporary world, and the issue of wealth inequality remains just as pressing. Today, the disparity in wealth is more pronounced than ever. According to the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report 2023, the richest 1% of the global population hold approximately 45% of the world's wealth. This is a staggering contrast to the middle and lower classes, who share a significantly smaller portion of global resources. In the United States, the wealth gap has been widening for decades. The Federal Reserve's 2023 survey of consumer finances reveals that the top 10% of U.S. households own about 70% of the nation's wealth. Meanwhile, the bottom 50% hold just 2% of the wealth. This growing inequality has far-reaching implications for social mobility, economic stability, and overall quality of life. In the contemporary world, tech giants like Amazon, Google, and Tesla have amassed staggering wealth, creating a new kind of economic elite. What's truly fascinating is how these companies have not only transformed industries, but have also redefined the nature of wealth. For instance, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, saw his net worth skyrocket due to the company's innovative approach to e-commerce and cloud computing. A striking fact is how the wealth generated by these tech companies contrasts sharply with the experiences of average workers. While tech moguls accumulate billions, many workers in gig economies and low-wage sectors struggle to make ends meet. This disparity highlights a dramatic shift from traditional wealth accumulation through physical assets to a new era of digital and intellectual property. Moreover, the tech sector's impact on wealth inequality is amplified by its global reach. For example, the development of artificial intelligence and automation technologies raises questions about the future of work and economic opportunity. The benefits of these advancements often accrue to those who are already wealthy, exacerbating the gap between the tech elite and the broader population. Comparative analysis. Now let's compare these historical and modern examples of wealth inequality. One striking similarity is the concentration of wealth among the small elite in ancient Egypt, Rome, and China, as well as medieval Europe and Japan. A small group controlled the majority of resources, leading to significant social and economic divides. Another common thread is the impact of wealth inequality on social stability. In both historical and modern contexts, stark disparities in wealth have led to social unrest, revolutions, and demands for reform. For example, the French Revolution was fueled in part by the immense gap between the aristocracy and the common people. Similarly, modern movements like Occupy Wall Street highlight ongoing frustrations with economic inequality. When we examine wealth inequality through a comparative lens, one particularly striking element emerges: the evolution of luxury and its symbolism across different eras. In ancient times, wealth was often displayed through grandiose monuments and opulent personal artifacts. Pharaohs of Egypt commissioned massive pyramids and elaborate tombs, showcasing their wealth and power for eternity. Roman emperors lived in sprawling palaces adorned with intricate mosaics and sculptures, while the elite class threw extravagant feasts that could last days. Contrast this with today's world, where the symbols of wealth have shifted dramatically. The luxury of the modern era often manifests in ultra-high-end real estate, private jets, and bespoke fashion. Silicon Valley billionaires, for instance, invest in futuristic homes equipped with cutting-edge technology and environmental sustainability features, while tech moguls like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are known for their ambitious space exploration ventures. What's truly fascinating is how the perception of wealth has evolved from tangible displays of opulence to symbols of innovation and exclusivity. The common thread, however, remains the same. Both ancient and modern elites use their resources to set themselves apart and to influence the societies they inhabit. The comparison between these different symbols of wealth offers a glimpse into how human values and societal priorities shift over time. Yet the core desire to showcase status and success remains a constant. This evolution reflects broader changes in technology, culture, and societal structure, illustrating how wealth adapts to and shapes the world around it. Factors contributing to modern wealth inequality. Several factors contribute to the growing wealth gap in today's world. Technological advancements, globalization, and changes in labor markets have all played a role. The rise of technology giants and financial markets has created immense wealth for a few, while many others face job insecurity and stagnating wages. The shift from manufacturing to a service-based economy has also contributed to inequality. High-paying jobs in technology and finance contrast sharply with lower-wage service and retail positions. This economic divide reflects a broader trend where the benefits of economic growth are not evenly distributed. Impacts and implications. Wealth inequality has profound impacts on society. Economically, it can lead to reduced consumer spending and economic growth. Socially, it contributes to disparities in education, healthcare, and overall quality of life. Politically, it can foster discontent and undermine democratic institutions. Research from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, shows that high levels of income inequality can lead to slower economic growth. This is partly because inequality can erode trust in institutions and reduce the effectiveness of policies aimed at promoting economic stability. Potential solutions. Addressing wealth inequality requires a multifaceted approach. Policies aimed at increasing economic opportunity, improving access to education, and implementing progressive taxation can help reduce disparities. Additionally, fostering inclusive economic growth that benefits a broader segment of society is crucial. Efforts to address wealth inequality are ongoing in various countries. For example, Scandinavian countries like Sweden and Norway have implemented robust social safety nets and progressive tax systems that have helped mitigate extreme wealth disparities. These models provide valuable insights into potential strategies for creating a more equitable society. If this journey through history and modern times opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating content. Share your thoughts on wealth inequality in the comments below. What do you think is the biggest factor driving today's economic divide? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.